Hi there, I'm Sarah Jane Nelson, and I'm on the set of my brand new music video for a song called Smile Pretty. So I just wanted to introduce you to these wonderful women who have chosen to be a part of this video. The song is about sexual assault, and it will be released during Sexual Assault Awareness Month, which is April. And I'm just going to let you guys introduce yourself and maybe just say a few words about why you wanted to be a part of this video. You want to go first?
I guess so. I'm Savannah. I thought this would be kind of an interesting, different side of things. And it's something I feel like it should be brought upon for others to know about. And I know that in the past I've had support from a bunch of different people.
Yeah, and I just want to say, like, you know, these women are all survivors of sexual assault, and I am blown away with this song. Every time I play it for someone, they start sharing their story, and the biggest thing I hope for is that Smile Pretty will get people talking. And, you know, I know today, just being here for this video shoot, like, it's been therapeutic just to hear you guys sharing your stories and to talk a little bit about, you know, what you've been through, because then I feel less alone. And Brooke, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Brooke. I think this is really great for helping people maybe step forward and not feel alone. I read somewhere that less than 1% of rapes lead to felony prosecution, and I think a good way to start is if you can report it, and if you can't report it, completely understandable. But I hope that you can find the support you need and reach out and know that other women have gone through it too.
I'm Maxima. I am from Brazil, and I've lived in the States for 20 years. And the interesting fact is that there are things that I look back in my past, and after I arrived to the United States, and I'm like, well, so the things that happened were not okay. Like, the more awareness and more education, more everything else, you see that a lot of families hide some secrets, and I freely speak about those secrets these days.
Were you encouraged to keep things a secret when things happen?
That's kind of what happens in that part of the world.
It happens in this part of the world too.
Yeah, every house has some secrets, and that was, you know, something that it's everywhere. But being in the United States and having the voice of people like you encourages people like us to speak out in an objective manner. So thank you for that. Aww. I already cried a lot.
I can't wait for you guys to see this video. I'm going to start crying, but if they're just so giving and beautiful in their performances, and, you know, it comes from a very real place. Like, there's just a lot of pain that people hold. They hold it in. And so I think, you know, just if someone is watching this, we'll put the number for the National Sexual Assault Hotline below this video. And you can call that number 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and someone will answer, and there'll be someone that knows how to help you and support you. And I want to also say, even if it happened so long ago, a big part of the reason I wrote this song is because something happened to me in my early 20s, and I never told anybody. And it didn't occur to me until just a few years ago, a very public situation came out, and people were talking about sexual assault a lot, and I saw on Facebook, I kept seeing people saying, well, of course the person's lying. Why wouldn't they come forward after 20 years? Of course they're making it up. And then I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I never said anything to anybody. I mean, the closest people. And I talk a lot. Like, I say a lot. And the fact that I didn't say anything, you know, that really hit me, and I just started to slowly talk about it a little bit. And you know, writing the song like happened so fast because it's like this song had been brewing in me for a long time, and I'm like that with songs. Like, sometimes I've just thinking about it for a long time, and it was really like over a year that I thought, I gotta write something. But I don't want it to be a political song. I want it to be just a song about a singular circumstance, just to kind of zoom in the microscope on the story, to one story. And the story of Smile Pretty is actually a combination of a number of different stories, because most women I know have had something happen, which is hard to even believe, but it's true. And so when I wrote it, it just flowed out of me in about an hour, and I cried so hard when I wrote it. And then Mary Gaucher, who is a wonderful songwriter who I love, she said to me when I played it for her, she said, that song's gonna change a lot of lives. And that was so important. Here's something I want to mention. And I learned this from the Nashville Sexual Assault Center. I had some talks with them, and I had talks with RAINN, which is the national organization. She said that the first person that a victim of sexual assault shares their story with, the way that they are received, and you guys are probably thinking about what now, and it may not have been positive. The first person that someone shares that story with has such an impact on the way that person's going to process, internalize, or release the shame or the fear or the confusion. And so there are ways that you can learn how to respond to sexual assault. And so even if it's not something you've experienced personally, it's just really important. Men and women need to learn what there is in science as to how to support people. Right. Hannah, do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Hannah, and I was very excited when this project came up. I am someone that experienced and survived sexual assault in my early teens. So for me, you're a teenager and you don't really know how to even go about life. So to come out, I probably told my parents and a close friend about it a year after. I didn't speak of anything because my assaulter scared me so much and kind of put it in me, I guess with a lot of you, put it in me that it was my fault, like I was asking for it or something. And so I was terrified to come out because I thought no one would believe me. So a project like this really touched my heart because it is something that is unfortunately too common that happens to men and women that needs to be publicly stated about. And people need to be more...
Tell somebody.
Yeah, supportive, and just, you never know if someone went through it, and just being that person or someone's soundboard. And if they're giving slight clues, just being their soundboard, that was the best for me. I gave slight clues, and just expressing that it happened without actually saying it happened was helpful for me until I came out and said, hey, I was assaulted.
And I think that's so important because there's a lot of injustice. I mean, it is so frustrating that so many people get away with this behavior just over and over and over. And I mean, it makes me mad. It makes me real mad when I think about it a lot. But I think what you're saying is really positive, which is, I'm guessing each of you had someone in your life that you opened up to that received it in a way that was helpful to you, that was supportive and healing. And sometimes it's a family member, or like you said, sometimes the family member is like, okay, you don't talk about that anymore. Right. But some of you may have family members, and so just being an ally and being someone who's going to be supportive for victims, for survivors, and then just also, raising awareness. I feel like if all the people who had gone through this, were more open about it, can you imagine what a powerful army, so to speak, of voices we would have? I mean, look we're strong women here. Yeah. And I'd like to also say Smile Pretty is written about a female, But I think the statistic is about 9% of sexual assaults happen to males. It's a very big issue. Is 9% what it is?
I don't know. You looked at me because
You're
I said the statistic earlier.
You're the statistic girl, Brooke.
I think that's absolutely right. I've done a lot of like online like counseling and stuff, and the guys even, it's harder for them to come forward because they're so worried of people saying, oh, you wanted it or something like that, which I know we hear, but it's harder for the guys. I mean, not harder, but like I think there's even a bigger stigma with them too. So
yeah, and if you're someone who has experienced sexual assault, call the hotline and just talk to somebody about it, because for some people, another woman who participated in the video, and she was talking to me about how she didn't know what it was until later. People have situations happen that involve roofies, that they're confused and disoriented. And so I think it's just, if you feel confused, if you feel violated, if you feel shameful about something that happened to you that in your heart was not right, get some support and get some help, because then we can all heal and then we can help one another. So anyway, I thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this video. And I wish all of you well, and I hope that in Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and for every month of every year, that we're there and we're supportive and we're open, and we all can raise our voices and get together and hopefully make a change in these statistics. The statistics right now is that every 73 seconds someone is sexually assaulted, and every 9 minutes that's a child. And that's the ones reported. I mean, can you even imagine the sea of devastation that this leaves? And it's silent. When you walk through the mall, think of what's going on internally. When you deal with people that are maybe in a bad mood, or they're closed off, or they don't know how to communicate, like people are wounded by this sort of crime, and then the scars can last a lifetime. So I think if this video right now can make one person just call the hotline and just share what happened, and then I think we'd all feel good about that.
Yes.
So check out Smile Pretty. It's coming out in April. Thank you so much. I'm Sarah Jane Nelson. Thank you guys.
Thank you for having us.